let's go straight into questions. Go ahead and raise your hand if you've got one.
I guess for both of you, Makira, if you could start, like, what does this win mean? Just kind of given how the season has gone to come in here and beat a top 15 team.
It means a lot. It means so much. We're so happy right now.
I just want to give all the glory to God. I'm just so thankful for being here, and like we fought so hard, and it just feels amazing, you know. Like I feel like last year, at this time of the season, we're kind of like going downhill a bit, or like just struggling a bit. But I feel like right now we're just going up and keep growing. So I'm just so proud.
For other players, just I guess the last couple weeks maybe in practice or what you've been able to do, kind of stringing some performances together, have you kind of sensed that you're going to have a performance like this against a top tier team like this?
Yeah, I think all across the board, like staff, us, we all, as a collective, we had a feeling because we started the season off rough, but we have been working our butts off and like been super focused, putting a whole bunch of things aside and keeping our main thing the main thing. And today it just showed what we can do when we all string it together.
Again, maybe this isn't fair, but you guys were both on the floor last year on New Year's Day when you beat Iowa. Did it feel similar today, that if you guys put it all together, you can pretty much beat anybody you want to? And I feel like you guys had that feel coming off the floor last year when you beat Iowa.
Yeah, for sure. I definitely think it's the same feeling, and we've known this, you know. Coach Green has said this to us all the time, like we could play with anybody in the country, we could beat anybody. But today, just seeing everything come together and us all being locked in, like this was a huge win for us, and we're just thankful and grateful. And now, same mindset, you know, next game, just still preparing for whoever and gotta stay locked in.
It was obviously kind of an up and down, December, January. Like, what is it about this team that you guys were able to stay together and, as you mentioned, find yourself on kind of the upswing here in February?
Yeah, for sure. We're really together. Like, we're really tight. We all have good relationships on the team. But most importantly, I feel like we have a great leader. You know, Coach Green talks about staying together, staying locked in, and, you know, keep growing, going 1-0. And not once have we ever put our head down. You know, losing doesn't mean you're a failure. It just means you have an opportunity to grow. And every time we've kind of been knocked down, like, we got back up and took that opportunity to grow.
Coach Green kind of referenced it, but you sensed the looseness about the team going into this game. What kind of led to that and that feeling going into a massive game?
What led to it was, I'd say the Purdue game, we weren't focused, and so we really had to come together as a team and like realize, okay, like we're here to handle business, we're here to do what we have to do. And then we were preparing for Penn State, and we had a good outcome because of our preparation than this game. So we had a week of preparation technically for this, and it was just a great week strung together.
You guys were 15 of 22 on layups today. It seemed like whether it's, you know, you off the dribble or Dell, you know, turning the corner, it seemed like you guys felt like you could get to the rim today. Is that something that has kind of progressed and you guys just didn't want to settle for jumpers, or has that been something you've kind of wanted to get to all year?
I feel like attacking the basket, that's a part of our identity. And today Coach Green talked about just being aggressive and going to the basket, and you know, just that, like, they can't guard us, you know. Saying that with confidence, obviously. They're a really good defensive team, and they're a really good team, but we just want to put pressure on their defense.
Makira, it seems like Adalia had a lot of like hustle plays or just like kind of toughness plays at key times. The one I'm thinking of is like the offensive rebound after her and one opportunity that led to like a mid-range for you. Like when she has those kind of plays, like what does that do for the rest of you?
Drives us. Like, she's our X factor. I'll say it till I'm done with college, but she is, when she's going, we're going. Like, things like that, I think I've said this before, not everybody can do stuff like that. And to have somebody like that on the court, it's truly awesome.
For both of you, it's a little bit of a clinic with help and recover and dig and recover and getting back out on shooters. Did you have a little bit extra step in the defense today? Seems like a little bit extra quickness, a little bit extra focus on, you know, challenging shooters and getting a hand up.
Yeah, that's something we work on every day in practice, you know, being a help and going out to shooters and having good closeout. So, you know, how you practice is how you play, and I feel like we executed well in practice, just guarding the ball and putting a lot of emphasis on defense, digging and going out.
For both of you, it seems like the development of Hobby throughout this whole year, her adjusting to how you guys want to play, you adjusting to her, has been a process, but it seems like she's playing her best basketball right now this last month. How have you gotten to that point with her that it's finally clicking now?
So from my perspective, looking at Hobby, I see how hard she works. She is in the facility from morning to after we're done with everything, which is after a while. She thinks the game. She's a coach. Like if you talk with her, you can know like she'll be a coach in the future. But I think just her work and her willingness to adapt and really want to be a key piece here has made her a key piece here. And yeah.
Makira, you just talked about what free throws can do, just slowing the game down. The fourth quarter where you go 7 of 8 at the line, how big of a stretch was that for the team to kind of stem the tide there a little bit?
I think it was a good stretch. Free throws, like you said, they settle everything down. You get a breather, so you get to regroup. So getting to the free throw line is key, and that's something we also talk about a lot because that's however many extra points we had today that were free. So
It's for both of you. It's the second game in a row that Gretchen has had just really timely shots that she's made. I guess, how difficult is it to be a freshman where you guys are right now, trying to be on that upswing to hit those shots? And like, why do you think she's able to do that?
Gretchen works really hard, and I feel like, yes, she's a freshman, but she doesn't play like a freshman, nor thinks like one. Like in practice, we're a veteran team, so we were pushing her to be her best, and I told her, like, you cannot think like a freshman. Like, you're a really good basketball player, so just go out and play. And every time she steps in a game, she just has this confidence vibe about her, and she's just a really key player for us, and I love her.
For both of you, 13-12 record's not what you wanted, obviously, going into the season, but does a win like this give you a feeling that, hey, we can finish this off strong and maybe find a way to sneak into the tournament?
definitely, I've always been taught that it's not how you start, but it's how you finish. So we can't do anything with our past games that we may have missed or the ones that we lost, but the ones that are ahead of us, we can really focus, lock in on those because we have a huge stretch. Like this has been a huge stretch coming up. So we're gonna, obviously it's not what we wanted, but we need to do what we want now, if that makes sense.
I guess along those lines, like Coach and Kendall had talked about like being a little more open about like the quad opportunities and kind of what each game means. Like, how do you balance the big picture of still understanding like, hey, there's a tournament chance here versus the day-by-day approach that we hear so much with you guys?
Yeah, Coach Green talks about going 1-0 for the game, of course, but also every day, like in practice, on and off the court. So, yeah, we have a lot of good opportunities, and seizing those opportunities is really important. But also, like, what's gonna help us to win those big games and those quad one games is practice and our workouts and just doing the little things every single day. So we gotta take it day by day. We can't look too far ahead.
Everybody good?